Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The video was a recreation of Quando witnessing his cousin's murder, the very same murder Lil Durk is charged with ordering. But in New York, Richard would quickly find the attention he sought.
Let a nigga play with me out here, gang. On King David. Let a nigga in New York play with me, gang. On King David, nigga. Y'all know it, nigga. Come on, gang. Ain't nobody gonna play with me, so I want a nigga to play with me, Bobby. I be waiting on
2 hours later.
Love y'all, folks. On King David, folks. That page is backdoor me, for I love y'all on BD, folks. Motherfucker just shot me, folks. Yeah. Whoa.
They say Boot Gang walked so famous Richard could run.
It's a whole lot of gas!
What you wanna do, bro?
Man, he used to be wild. Ain't he a pastor now, a preacher or something like that? Dude used to be wildin', bro.
Gang, gang.
That purified by your graciousness, we may be.
She said turn it off. Yes, get out. She said turn it off. Boot Gang, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, on King David,
you had to be there.
I was a kid, I was always scared of dogs. On King David, y'all know who the f*** I am,
that
shorty?
finger point is diabolical.
Stop playing with me, shorty. Ooh, oh yeah, on my dead homies, run up. Run up, my dead homies, I'm gonna do you. Oh yeah. Stop tweaking with me on King Dave. You're not even cut like that before I take your pipe.
What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the series of events that led up to famous Richard being indicted by the feds. When it comes to Florida, not many places can top the madness. And then there's Chicago. 25-year-old Richard Sharp, aka Famous Richard, would fall somewhere between the line of troll and comedian.
Cardi B always said it's always a motherfucker uglier than you, shorty. So just appreciate life. King Dave, hit that right down.
You right, he got that.
Excuse me, sir, you're trespassing, get out of here.
Get out!
Get out!
No, you just can't be your last time, bro. On King Dave, I'm not Kanye.
You're trespassing, you have to leave.
On King David, shorty. On King David. On King David, shorty.
Gaining fame for his wild antics, he'd move out of Chicago, travel into the more luxurious state of New Jersey. Richard was now close enough to where he'd be able to make content in none other than New York City and be safely outside of the madness that is Chicago. Now, he wasn't necessarily pranking the people of New York. He was running down on one of New York's most notorious gangs, the NYPD. Famous Richard was literally going viral for pressing cops for their guns, and Instagram was loving it. The New York Post would even write an article stating NYPD searching for armed rapper trying to take cops' guns, and the NYPD would file an intelligence alert warning the city about Famous Richard. He'd do a few harmless pranks, come across celebrities, and his career seemed to be on a steady rise. But NYC isn't all glamour and glitz. It's streets, bricks, and projects. And within those streets and projects are the gangs of New York. Now, coming from Chicago, Famous Richard was no stranger to gangs and has an alleged tie to the Black Disciples himself. But many from Chicago would criticize his roots to the city, claiming he grew up somewhere in Minnesota. Richard would take to Instagram with his birth certificate, proving he was not only born in Roseland Hospital in Chicago, but that he's from the Hunnits.
Oh, King David, stop trolling me, man. Was born in Roseland Hospital, gang. I am from the Hunnits, gang. I am from the Hunnits, gang. Stop trolling me, gang.
Located in the Roseland neighborhood on the south side, the Wild Hunnits got its nickname from the street numbers and the high level of crime. It's unknown how long Famous Richard lived in the area, but he definitely has roots in Chicago as his brother fell victim to the streets. On June 3rd, 2024, Chicago PD would respond to shots fired on Merrill Ave. This was the heart of Todd-Town, an area based around 71st and Paxton, controlled by gangster disciples. Arriving on scene, officers would find 26-year-old Joshua Sharp, who was more commonly known as Lil Josh, the older brother of famous Richard. Josh had been shot multiple times to the body and once in the forehead, leaving him to be pronounced dead at the scene. A witness would tell police they saw Josh on the ground when the suspect ran up, opening fire into his body before running off. Lil Josh was another rapper whose career went nowhere, and he can be seen in a throwback freestyle with two GDs very famous in Chicago drill history, Taekwon World TB and Taekwon World Poppy. All three of them would die from headshots in separate shootings.
Crazy.
As soon as it became known Josh was dead, various gangs throughout Chicago would start dissing Josh, including NLMB and the Bloodhounds. With the dissing of his dead brother, famous Richard would fire back, dissing NLMB's dead members. But he was doing so from the safety of another city. Richard would take it a step further when he created the Quando Rondo Challenge.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The video was a recreation of Quando witnessing his cousin's murder, the very same murder Lil Durk is charged with ordering. But again, Richard is from Chicago, where dissing the dead is as normal as making them dead. But in New York, Richard would quickly find the attention he sought.
Let a nigga play with me out here, gang. On King David. Let a nigga in New York play with me, gang. On King David, nigga. Y'all know, nigga, come on, gang. Ain't nobody gonna play with me. If I want a nigga to play with me, I be waiting on a nigga.
2 hours later.
Love y'all, folks. On King David, folks. That page is backdoored me, for I love y'all on BD, folks. Motherfucker just shot me.
A lot of speculation came as to if he was really shot or was he just clout chasing. But the news would confirm the shooting did actually take place.
Tonight, police are searching for the two people responsible for a shooting in Brooklyn. It happened in Bushwick off Central Avenue near Palmetto Street. Officers found a 25-year-old man grazed by a bullet to the head. He was rushed to a hospital in stable condition. Police say two men got away on a moped.
Now, famous Richard wouldn't be himself if he didn't make light of the situation, and he turned his own hospital release into a skit. In the skit, you can clearly see where Richard was grazed, as he has a patch with stitches on the back of his head. New York Crip Gino Rax would take the Instagram calling out famous Richard, claiming he ratted.
Yo, hold up. Yo, Rich, you know you just ratted, right? You was a rat. You just dry snitch. Stop ratting on niggas on Please Don't Lack, mud. You talking about? You lucky niggas caught you before I got to caught you, you heard? Go get back.
Gino would then share a screen recording of his DMs arguing with Richard, who said nobody ever did anything to him.
No nigga ever grazed me. I didn't even get grazed on King David, nigga. When I hit the gate, when I jumped over the gate, I hit my head on the gate, on my brother grave. When the police came, that's the first thing they seen. So they thought they seen blood, they thought I would graze, you goofy. You an internet nigga on King David, on bro grave. Niggas really, hey, you hear me? I really did call niggas from y'all hood and belt to their ass, gang. On my brother grave, I just got your location to your job. On King David, I'ma knock you out and wake you back up. On my brother grave, your ass gonna be trending for the rest of your life.
So whether or not he got shot, we don't know, as it's common for rappers to deny it so the shooters don't feel accomplished. But we do know shots were fired, and Richard damn near died after being lured into Bushwick. So almost getting his head took off before the new year, the feds would knock his head off less than 2 weeks into 2025. On January 10th, Richard would be taken into custody and indicted on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The feds would allege 1 month after Richard's brother was killed, Richard possessed a 9mm Beretta with a defaced serial number and an extended magazine holding 25 rounds. Richard, or someone close to him, would take to Instagram stating he needs a federal lawyer and he'd call upon his fans and supporters for help. But with the feds, there isn't much that can be done. Unless Richard has Zay Osama money and can get the same lawyer who got Zay 14 months in prison for a Glock with a switch, then Richard can expect to get something around 4 years in federal prison. Whether it was his brother's death mixed with the paranoia from the dissing Richard did, or he just kept it on him, knowing he was playing a risky game in New York, Famous Rich's career has officially been put on standby and could quite possibly be ended as he awaits federal prosecution. Now with the internet, it's almost like a gladiator ring, right? The fucking Coliseum. That's what the internet has become, because the consumers, the people that's watching, they want more and more and more. They want riskier shit, more dangerous shit. You're pussy if you don't do this. You're a bitch if you don't do that. And then when you do it, you're stupid, you're dead, and then they're in your comments saying ha ha ha, whatever, you got smoked, right? That's the internet. Boom Gang did crazy shit, especially for his time. He's really like one of the pioneers of doing crazy fucking shit. He was running up in churches, running on store counters, everything. But he completely changed his life around.
Yeah, and
he was on drugs, he was on this, he was on that, completely changed his life. Now he's a man of God. And all anybody can do is salute that, bro, because the career that he had was only gonna go so far. And a lot of the people that were on that ride with him went nowhere. So when it comes to Famous Richard, you can only ride this wave until it goes bad. That graze to the head, whether it was real or not, could have ended his life at the end of the day. Now he's going to federal prison and he's made plenty of enemies dissing on the internet. And it's unfortunate because, you know, society or the internet is fueling the fuckery. The fuckery is putting money in people's pockets. And when they see, oh, he's doing dumb shit making money, I'm gonna do dumb shit and make some money. And it becomes this endless cycle of just jackhassery. You know, we don't have Jerry Springer anymore. You don't need the fucking platform. You just go right on the internet yourself and fucking record it. But this is the outcome. He escaped Chicago only to act up in another city. Pressing the cops, as risky as it was, you know, it was entertaining. But getting into it with gang members in a new city, you might as well have just stayed in Chicago. If you move out the trenches just to move to another area where you gotta carry a Beretta with an extended magazine, and then you're going from Jersey to New York because it takes like 2 seconds, you're just crossing a bridge, but that's interstate commerce. That just became federal because you're taking a gun illegally from one state to another. And neither state you can have a 25 round mega fucking zine. So it's like,
and New York don't
Famous
play.
Richard, he knew what he was doing. You know, and he's gonna suffer the consequences because of that. I don't think his career, if he's gonna sit down for 3, 4, 5 years, I don't think his career is gonna be waiting for him. There's gonna be plenty of new hymns. There's gonna be plenty more Famous Richards and boot gangs because they keep coming. You know what I mean? There's gonna be new skits and new this and new that. It's a career killer. And it's something that a lot of you young motherfuckers need to look at, because all that clout chasing will end up with some dumb shit happening. You move out of the hood for a better life. You don't move out of the hood to go fuck off in another hood and repeat the shit that's kept your family in the first hood. Otherwise, you should have just stayed there. But I'll keep y'all updated on the case. Like I said, with the feds, it's pretty much said and done. And Famous Richard doesn't have money like that, so don't.
He was just starting to get a little money, though. That's what's crazy.
He's gonna sign off, and hopefully his bid ain't too long. But hey, it's 1090J. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And what advice would you give to another young dumb motherfucker that wants to follow in these footsteps? But I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, but I'm gonna keep it 100 on 4. It ain't gonna never be another Boot gang. I don't think. I was there when Boot came out, and Famous Richard, he ain't nowhere close to Boot. I don't care what nobody say. Dude was a wild dude. I actually thought Shorty was gonna get popped one day. I'm not gonna lie, like he was moving wild. So to be honest, man, just to see him make that, you know what I'm saying, 180-degree change, and you know, he's into God, and you know, just really, you know, cut out all that BS, man. I applaud that, bro. I applaud it because, like he's saying, like, it don't last. I mean, look at Richard. Man, you, like he's saying, you move out of one city to go to another city just to, you know, end up ruining your career, bro. That's it. And I feel like he just started to get on, just started to get money. So, man, when you look at it, bro, I mean, it's just kind of like you threw everything away, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't nothing on Boonk level. I don't care what nobody say. That dude was a wild dude. Yes, it was entertaining because we wasn't used to seeing nothing like that when he was, like he said, running into churches and stuff like that. And I mean, to try to give advice to anybody younger that's trying to think to do something like that, just don't. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of ways to get out here and make money. To be acting like that, I mean, look at this. Famous may not even get a chance to turn, you know, his life around. If you got to sit down, you got to come out. What you gonna do? Is you gonna come out with the same type of material that got you on? That'd be kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But at that point, it'd be dead. Like he said, you gonna have other people trying to come out and do the same thing. I don't know, man. Only time will tell with this case. But man, it's unfortunate, man. The more I look at it, the more I see it, man. And you look at, and I think about my elders, man, and I just think to myself, man, they was always right, man. Like, you see this type of goofy shit, and it's just like, hey, man, y'all already know how it go. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Peace.
Yeah. Whoa.